Please take shelter if you're out there. We're going to continue to watch all of these storms as they get stronger and move to the north and east. Thankfully, right now, none of this is directly affecting the Dallas area too much. There was a storm that went through there, but everything's to the south and east of Dallas right now. We currently have 7 tornado warnings. 6 of those are in Nebraska. 2 of them are focused on the storm around Lincoln, Nebraska, which is obviously extremely concerning right now. We have the rotating part of the storm going right over town. The good news is, I think that this storm is capable of producing a big tornado, but hopefully it'll be past the town of Lincoln before that actually, realizes and actualizes. But man, we've still got a lot of people in little towns out here to the north and east of Nebraska. Notice on the last couple of frames here, we've got this little cell that's popped up to the east of Lincoln. Here's the big one, right? And then you notice how they're kind of converging on each other. This merger could be something that maybe, we'll after that happens, that'll be something that we have to really watch to see if there's any sort of intensification with that storm there. Go ahead,
Hey,
Andy.
Brian. Oh, thank you. Goodness, the lights changed. I was just going to break in if I couldn't. There is a tornado ongoing unwarned near Frost, Texas, just west of Blooming Grove. That's to the south and west of the warning that's there now. Law enforcement has reported passing a road. So that is an unwarned tornado ongoing with a debris signature just north of Frost, Texas, heading up toward Bardwell and M House area that was just impacted, receiving those previous tornado warnings. There likely will be another one soon, confirming that tornado ongoing.
Okay, thank you so much, meteorologist Andy Hill, for drawing our attention back to Texas, where near Frost, Texas, we just had a tornado. Watch out in Long Oak, Lone Cedar. And this is right here in the same area near Blooming Grove and Crier Creek, just to the west there. Lone Oak, Lone Cedar, get ready. That same area that houses the circulation that was responsible for that tornado is coming to you. Y'all watch out. And thank you, Andy, for kind of bringing our attention back here. And yeah, don't hesitate. If the lights don't change fast enough, just come right in anytime you've got something. um let's see. The Lincoln storm continues to get stronger and stronger. I'm still watching the Staplehurst storm as well. The National Weather Service actually just put out a new severe thunderstorm warning for that one with a tornado possible tag. It'll be interesting to see once the rotating part of the storm gets out of the tornado warned polygon here, if they will issue another tornado warning for that one. So we're watching out for that. Regardless, in Garrison and David City, Nebraska, y'all need to watch out. We're continuing to see really intense looking rotation, at least in the upper and mid levels, with our storm farther north in Nebraska, north and east of Spalding, south and west of Petersburg. This storm probably isn't going to do again what it did earlier with the massive wedge tornado down there near St. Paul. However, it's still capable of producing damaging winds, hail, and maybe another tornado. So we're watching that one extremely closely. The storm that's going through Lincoln right now is going to continue to go north. All right. And it's going to continue to try to produce tornadoes here all the way up past Davie and Cresco. And we also need to be, kind of on guard a little bit and preparing for potentially taking shelter ourselves in places like Wahoo Valley, maybe all the way up there towards Fremont. Okay. In Nebraska to the west of Omaha. These are dangerous storms that are popping up here. And we have new ones forming as well. We've got these 2 cells that have just popped up in southeast Nebraska. These have the ability to get really strong and mature like the storms to the north have. And these will also have the ability to produce tornadoes later as well. These look like they would be pointed more towards the Omaha area. So we're going to be watching out for you guys as well in the future. Chris Hall is showing us a view out of his window here of the
Fine.
storm near
Still have
Lincoln.
rapid rotation just to my north. Rapid rotation just to my north. We're trying to parallel it.
Hey, Ryan, when you got a second?
Okay, so this is a live view from Chris Hall of the rotating
A new tornado
storm
warning
near
has been
Lincoln,
issued.
Nebraska. And we just got a tornado warning in Kansas. and that's associated with this storm right here near Severy. So Severy, Ashley, Fall River, Climax, and Neal, Kansas. That's going to be Elk and Greenwood counties in Kansas. Take shelter now. And my goodness, look, we have even more kind of discrete supercells popping up down here in Kansas. These are pointed in the general direction of Humboldt, Garnett, Burlington, these places in Kansas. Take shelter if you're in those counties and get ready downstream. These aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Let's hear from Caleb. Caleb tried to reach out. Go ahead, Caleb.
Hey, Ryan. Right now, I'm actually currently in blue skies. I don't want to move the TTC around too much just because I'm currently experiencing some golf ball-sized hail that's being wafted out of the storm.
Okay, wow. Let's Chandra, let's get Caleb up somewhere. We've got golf ball sized hail with the storm that Caleb is interacting with up there near Staplehurst. And then also, actually, he's closer to the one near Lincoln. And also, we have Chris Hall continuing to indicate that there is a rotation with the storm up there as well. So I want to, once again, I think it's a really organized way of doing this. I want to go from top to bottom here, north to south. If we get interrupted in the middle by a new warning, if we need to go in another direction, that's fine. But just to keep us organized here, let's go north to south and talk about all these storms once again. All the tornado warnings specifically. Tornado warning up here for Petersburg and for pretty much Petersburg, Nebraska. This storm is the one that has produced the large tornadoes today, multiple tornadoes. There's images of that on my Twitter if you want to see that. These were huge monster tornadoes. It still has the capability of producing a tornado as it moves towards Petersburg. Y'all need to take shelter. Okay. We've got a tornado warning for Lincoln, Nebraska right now. The sirens are probably still going off in Lincoln, but the good news is the most dangerous part of that storm has moved past Lincoln to the north. And we're kind of more concerned now about places like Arbor and Waverly and Davie and Greenwood, just to the north and just to the east of the Lincoln,
Hey,
Nebraska.
Ryan, it's Chris one more time. We're starting to go north, back up towards the, looking right up into this as soon as this light turns green. I will say we are maybe a mile south of where it is right now, and there is sunshine. So definitely have a lot of stuff working with this storm right now. So we're going to try to get up towards Waverly about the best we can with city traffic.
All right. So that's Chris Hall talking about the storm in Lincoln. We're going to keep up with him as he tracks it all the way up to the north. And as he said, he's just to the south of the storm and the sun is out. Okay. So there's lots of instability, lots of fuel for the storm to suck in here as it continues to be discreet and move up to the north and east. All right. So this is going to be a storm that we watch for quite some time. And then once again, we got some smaller storms forming in southeast Nebraska. These will likely at some point try to become tornadic. Nowhere near it right now. We've got our newest tornado warning in Kansas right now for Severy, Kansas, and Fall River. The velocity here doesn't look as impressive as some of our other storms that we've been looking at today. But if you look at the storm on reflectivity, you can see that this is clearly a supercell. It's trying to rotate. It's just not quite there yet. So this is a precautionary tornado warning for Ashley, Severy, Climax, and these places in Kansas. That's Elk and Greenwood counties in Kansas. All right. There's no tornado warnings right now in Texas or Oklahoma or any other state, which is good news. All right. I don't think that that'll last forever. I think that we will have probably some more tornado warnings down here. So we're not done talking about Texas. However, for right now, things look to be like they have calmed down a little bit. We're in a little bit of a lull. Okay. So we're watching these storms closely, and we'll come right back to you as soon as that next warning is issued. Right now, the strongest storm in Texas seems to be this tailwind Charlie here near San Saba, where we've got 1.5 inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds moving up towards Lometa, Texas. Get ready for that. Got an update from Brad.
Ryan, we got a tornado coming down right now.
All right, let's look at Brad's stream.
Ryan, we might have a possible tornado on the ground.
Okay, here we go. This is a live look at a tornado forming from Storm Chaser Brad Arnold's point of view here. There you go. It's not forming. It's down. That's on the ground right now. Brad Arnold's exact location is, let me see here. He is just to the east of Arbor. He's on the exit off of Interstate 80 near Arbor Road and east of Arbor.
Hey, Ryan, we've got a tornado on the ground just northeast of Lincoln on my stream.
Okay, Chandra, Freddie's got it as well if we want to put Freddie somewhere up here. Okay, so
Ryan,
Brad
there
Arnold's,
may be a tornado coming down right in front of us. Actually, that may be down right in front of us.
Brad, Chris, pretty much all of our storm chasers right now are on this storm, giving us a live look at a tornado that is down on the ground right now. Once again, Brad has given us a view to the south from Interstate 80 near Arbor, just to the east there. He's specifically on
Tornado,
North
tornado,
Main
huge
Street,
tornado,
North
strong
56th
tornado.
Street.
Ryan, we got
Okay.
horizontal vortices on this one. This could be
My goodness,
significant,
y'all.
violent, very quick.
Holy smokes. This is a view of that same tornado from Nick. But okay, this is from Freddie McKinney. Wow. Right now, it seems like it's in a rural area. However, it's not going to stay there. This thing is going to be moving in the general direction of Fingden Ridge, Finnegan's, Bill Peterson,
Ryan, this is probably a significant
Anderson
tornado
North
right now.
Park, Waverly, and generally the area between Marion Center and Finnegan's within the next couple of minutes. If you're just now tuning in, this is a live look at a tornado that is ongoing right now in just to the north and east of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Ryan, this has to be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Chandra, please put all the tornado streams in a line in 1, 2, and 3. Put Adam and just switch Chris and Adam real quick. Okay, so once again, if you're just now tuning in, we've got 3 storm chasers giving us 3 separate views of a
Ryan, I'm about to get
strong
about
tornado
100
going
yards
on
of this
here.
thing. Enjoy the view.
And the voices that you hear coming across the stream are storm chasers, various storm chasers who are on this thing, giving us an update. We know exactly where this thing is. Okay, once again, it's just to the east of Arbor. It's very close to Interstate 80, and it's going to be going up in the general direction of Finnegan's and Waverly. Okay, so you've got to get to shelter if you're in the path of this. Unfortunately, this looks like a tornado that is getting much stronger. Okay, it doesn't look like this is going to be a weak, short-lived kind of thing. This is going to be a tornado that lasts a while. And we've got to pull up Freddie's. Oh my gosh. What an insane view.
About to cross the road right in front of me. I don't know if you're watching my stream. It's picking up debris. Oh, it's strong.
New
Oh my God, it's
information.
strong.
This
is
tornado
bad. This is
warning
bad.
has been upgraded.
Chandra, make sure we got Riley up somewhere too. We can put him in 4 or, put him in 6 in place of Eric there. So if you're just now tuning in, this is live. This is happening right now. A live view of a tornado that's doing damage just to the north and east of
Hey,
Lincoln,
Ryan, I'm about to
Nebraska.
turn my stream on. I have a tornado. I'm about to turn it on. It's a stovepipe tornado in Lincoln, Nebraska.
And you can see the debris getting lofted up there from Storm Chaser Freddie McKinney's live feed. Adam Lucio also has the same tornado from another angle here. Once again, just to the north and east of Lincoln, Nebraska. If you are in the town of Waverly, you have to take shelter. You got to run. You got to run, not walk to shelter. This is a growing, a strong tornado that's going to do significant damage to whatever it hits. It could completely destroy your home. You've got to get underground, or preferably, you've got to get underground preferably, or you got to get into the most interior room of your home with as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. Thankfully, right now at this very moment, it does look like it's in a field. However, this is going to be going towards, once again, Waverly and Finnegan's. Take shelter immediately. Wow. Unbelievable stuff here from all of our storm chasers.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Out there near Lincoln, Nebraska. This is the storm, the rotating part of this storm that has kind of promoted this tornado just went over Lincoln, Nebraska. And now it's crossing over the road here near Marion Center from Storm Chaser Freddie McKinney's point of view. Also, Storm Chaser Adam Lucio's point of view. And of course, Storm Chaser Brad Arnold here has it coming right across the road here, right in front of him. He's on Interstate 80. This is Interstate 80 right here. Holy smokes, y'all. If you're just now tuning in, this is a live look at a huge tornado that just crossed Interstate 80. It's going almost due north, a little bit northeast towards Waverly and Finnegan's. Okay. More specifically, it's the next road that it's going to cross is Waverly Road. Okay. So it just crossed Interstate 80 there to the east of Salt Creek. All right. And now it's in the Salt Creek area to the west of Aspen
Ryan,
Park.
we're coming up a dirt road. It's still right in front of us. It's right there. Beautiful cone tornado.
Just to the west of Aspen Park. The next road that it will cross. The
New
next road that it will cross
This
is
tornado
Waverly
warning
Road
has been
near the
upgraded.
town of Waverly. Please, if you know anybody in Waverly, this is a very dangerous situation. We've got to make sure they're in their safe spots. And now we have a PDS tornado warning. A PDS tornado warning means that this is a particularly dangerous situation. This is a life-threatening situation. Your life is in danger, in extreme danger if you are in the path of this storm. And you've got to make sure that you are
This
shelter.
had to have been a strong tornado. It completely derailed this train.
And now we're already hearing about some damage there. Now, of course, we've got all of these views of this thing. Caleb Beecham in Hall Force 1, I believe.
Hey, Ryan, it looks like it might be trying to rope out right now, so it might be losing a little bit of intensity, but it might also look like we have another funnel trying to form just to the left of it on my stream right now.
Yep. Okay, so we've got all of these views from our storm chasers here showing the storm, but I do want to focus a little bit on radar because what's happening here is really concerning. Okay, so we just saw an evolution of a really intense tornado that just happened just to the north and east of Lincoln. Hopefully everybody in the towns of Marion Center and Waverly got to shelter. For this very brief moment, it does look like it has lifted. However, this is the definition of a cyclical supercell, and meteorologist Andy Hill is going to talk to us here. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, Ryan, there's also a huge tornado down west of Dwight, Nebraska. That's to the north, just to the north and west of the storm we're looking at right now. It's probably doing and looking exactly the same way. So we need to make sure we talk to people in Brainerd, Runo, David City, and Butler County, Nebraska here, just like I mentioned when this storm was a county to the south in Seward County. So this is now doing the same thing at the same time. Huge tornado likely there.
Okay, meteorologist Andy Hill bringing our attention just a little bit to the west here to, once again, the Brainerd area, Bruno, David City in Nebraska. This is just to the north and west of the storm that we've been talking about. We've got another tornado on the ground here. I believe we might have a picture of that in the Radar Omega app here from Willard. It looks like he's a little bit off of the storm there, but big tornado coming up towards Brainerd and David City. Please take shelter immediately. This is happening in Nebraska right now. All of our tornado warnings are either in Nebraska and Kansas. We also have some storms in Texas we'll be checking in on momentarily, but right now these two storms in Nebraska are major priority, and it looks like a new tornado is actually happening now with our storm to the north and east of Lincoln. So it's time to start focusing a little bit on that. You can see it forming there from the Hall Force 1 camera.
New information. This tornado warning
So
has
there
been
we go.
upgraded.
We've got another tornado down on the ground here. I'm going to pull up Freddie's. Yep, Freddie McKinney's got it as well. We've got another confirmed tornado warning. That's going to be for the storm up there in Boone County, Nebraska. Okay. So we've got a couple of tornadoes down on the ground right now in Nebraska. This one specifically is near the town of Waverly, Nebraska, the one that you're looking at live on your screen right now. This is near Waverly, Nebraska, moving up towards Greenwood. Take shelter immediately if you're up there, okay? Now that other one, the Boone County warning. That tornado is a big one as well. It's going up towards the Brainerd area. Y'all need to be taking shelter as well, okay? My gosh. Real quick, I'm going to go back to the radar here because what's going on with the storm that just went past Lincoln, Nebraska is crazy. I mean, this is the definition of a discrete supercell. Okay. It's strong. It's got a huge base, big hook on it. And this is going to try to produce multiple tornadoes here before it eventually stops.
Ryan, I'm going to go ahead and turn and get you the thing in frame again for you.
And all of our storm chasers today are giving us incredible views of this thing. Here's another look from Hall Force 1. And then Brad Arnold, the tornado sniffer here, is also on this storm as well. It looks like here's a live look
Ryan,
at this
I think
tornado.
this tornado may be trying to come back down again.
Yeah, it is. It is. This is a live look at that tornado going across the road. This is north 141st Street. So that's the road that it just crossed there, and it's going basically to the north and east. The next road that this tornado will cross, man, Brad is close. Brad is really close to that thing.
A new tornado warning has been
Holy
issued.
Smokes. Okay, anyways, the next road that this is going to cross is called Raymond Road, all right? And it's about to do that within the next couple of minutes.
Hey, Ryan, do you have a copy?
Yeah, go ahead.
Here on my stream in front of me, this is where the tornado crossed 80 right here. There's some ground scarring in the field to my right, but it did roll over a semi, blocking pretty much every single lane here on Highway 80.
So it looks like, oh man, it looks like there was some damage here, some significant damage. As the tornado has crossed multiple roads. And this is just the beginning of what we will hear about this. I'm sure there's more damage reports that are pouring in right now. And it looked like there was, somebody had stopped there to help the person in that truck. So we've just got to keep talking about what's happening downstream here, as this is just going to continue to do damage, I think, as it goes up towards the Greenwood area and maybe even eventually Ashland and Memphis. This is a supercell that has the ability to continue to try to produce tornadoes all the way up there towards Ashland, Memphis, maybe even farther north than that, towards Uton, Gretna, and Waterloo, to the west of Omaha in Nebraska.
Fully condensing, Ryan. Fully condensing now.
So we're seeing this thing kind of produce a tornado, and then it'll briefly lift and come back down and briefly lift and come back down. And now, we're seeing that happen again here through Adam Lucio's feed. And well, Brad Arnold's feed, Adam's feed, Chris's feed.
A new tornado warning has
So
been
here's
issued.
our newest tornado warning. That it's a confirmed tornado warning. It's for the tornado that we've been seeing here. And unfortunately, this does include a big chunk of the southwestern suburbs of Omaha, Nebraska. So the National Weather Service is quite confident that this storm is going to continue to produce a tornado all the way up to your doorstep there in Omaha, Nebraska.
Ryan, the tornado, the initial tornado has lifted. We have a secondary tornado that has formed now just to the north of it, and it is getting significant as well. Very quick.
Okay. The second feed
Ryan,
there.
we may have had twin tornadoes briefly there for a minute, but their tornado that's on the ground now is a beautiful, fully condensed cone. It is moving straight towards the town of Ashland and maybe very close to Memphis.
That second feed there is Brad Arnold. I don't know if we're working on getting that changed, but we need to. let's see here. Okay, so if you're just now tuning in, where I'm just getting everything situated here with our back end. This is a live view of Brad Arnold's feed, who was just showing us another tornado that was happening here north and east of Lincoln, Nebraska. Chandler, please change his location to Greenwood, Nebraska. Greenwood, Nebraska. Okay, it's as soon as possible. Thank you. And then we've also got Storm Chaser Freddie McKinney showing us that same storm as well. It looks like, at least for this moment, it's not producing a tornado, and it also looks like it's over a pretty rural area right now. We unfortunately have heard of several different accounts of damage that this tornado has caused, kind of littered in different places between Lincoln, Nebraska and Waverly. But for the most part, it stayed in fairly rural areas and in fields. So that's great news. However, this thing is still, at this moment, it's still capable of producing another big tornado. And now the next in line here are some slightly more populated areas like Ashland, Nebraska, and Memphis, Nebraska. We need to make sure that everybody in those places takes shelter, because this thing could very well try to produce another tornado here very soon. Also, we continue to have an observed tornado warning for Brainerd and Bruno in Nebraska. So we've got a tornado down with this storm as well. Y'all need to take shelter. And then an observed tornado warning as well, way up here in Petersburg, Nebraska, which is another place that needs to be taking shelter if you haven't already. So we've got potentially three tornadoes down here in Nebraska, all in a line, and more storms are forming. We're really watching this storm to the north and east of Beatrice and north of Rockford as it gets stronger and goes up towards Syracuse and Weeping Water. That'll be entering a very favorable environment for tornadoes here soon.
Hope you enjoyed that. It has lifted for just a second, but it is cyclic. I'm not surprised at all if it produces again. We're headed east and then north towards the Ashland, Memphis area.
Okay, so that was an update from Brad. Really quickly, as that tornado cycles, hopefully it takes a while before it comes back down. I do want to check in on our storms in Kansas and Texas. We've got a tornado warning in Kansas and Texas as well. Here is your velocity here near Fall River, Kansas. Looks like this storm is trying its best to produce a tornado here, if it isn't already. Fall River, Kansas, take shelter now. Also, you guys just to the west of Coyville, you need to be taking shelter as well. This looks like it could be a very dangerous storm here, as it eventually goes up towards Yates Center and Buffalo in Kansas. You guys need to be watching out, okay? Back down to the south of Dallas in Texas, we've got another tornado warning here with a really impressive signature on it. This is another one that is probably trying to produce a tornado here to the south of Hillsboro. How many times have we been in this situation today? Hillsboro, you're under another tornado warning. Take shelter. This one looks just as impressive as any of them today that have produced multiple tornadoes down here in Texas. Take shelter in Hillsboro, Bynum, Malone, and Carl's Corner in Texas. And then, last but not least, our tail end Charlie here, our big supercell way down here south of San Saba, Texas, is producing big hail and damaging winds.
A new
Get ready
tornado
for that
warning has
in
been
Chapel
issued.
and High Valley. Now we've got a new tornado warning in Antelope and Boone counties in Nebraska. 7 tornado warnings. Let's fly back up to Nebraska here. That's a radar indicated warning. So they've dropped the confirmed marker off of that one as it goes up towards Rayville and Elgin. But if I'm in Rayville and Elgin, Nebraska, I'm definitely continuing to take this seriously, and I'm getting into my safe spot right.
Oops. Screen sharing.
Good evening, everybody. We're just sorting a few things behind the scenes. We'll have your live stream feed back up in just a moment. So just bear with us a second.
I think there's only Paul in at the moment, which is why. Oh no, Paul's disappeared by the looks of it. Which is why I stopped the YouTube. Is it worth just stopping the stream and you starting a new one?